You ever buy something and then put it in a box for a year and a half and then forget about it, not open it? No? Just me? Yep, it's a mail day video and a lot has happened since we last caught up. I flew to London to play Pokemon. That vlog is coming. I finally qualified for Worlds in Japan. That vlog is coming. And I'm about to fly to LA for Card Party. That vlog will be coming, maybe in 2024. But 60-70% of you guys wanted to see a mail day video, so here it is. And to start off, we got a banger. This is the Tyranitar. This is probably like a 2-year-old card at this point, and I cannot remember when I bought it. This card has left a gaping hole in my S5 binder. So yeah, kind of glad to finally see this. This was the chase card. Ooh, all right, I bought Umbreon at the same time. This would have been after EV Heroes when I bought this one. Right before EV Heroes spiked in price, I bought a whole bunch of singles. And I've been wondering lately if I should have bought singles or if I should have just bought sealed boxes. I think if I had to do it over again, I'd probably buy the singles again, because at least that way I get to see the cards, and that's the whole reason why we do this thing. But I think financially it probably would have been a smarter decision to just buy sealed boxes. Man, people are going to think that I bought in and pumped it now that I've said that. That is not what I did. I do not have that much control over the market. Please leave me alone. It's no secret that Umbreon cards are some of the most popular out there, and this one is no exception. But I think that popularity is amplified by the fantastic use of foreground and background by artist Tezero. You see, ordinarily the focal Pokemon will be in the foreground, but in this card, Umbreon's at the back. Instead, you've got Pinsir and Grimmsnarl with this bokeh effect in the foreground, and then the brightness of the full moon completely illuminating Umbreon with that awesome stare that really just makes it feel like they're staring down into you. So yeah, the fact that this is an Umbreon card makes it sought after, but as far as Umbreon cards go, this could be one of the best. And then we've got the Tyranitar V special art. This one is by Hyogonosuke. This was a stunning card. Special art cards are unique in that they let artists express Pokemon in ways that we wouldn't traditionally expect. You know, we're so used to seeing Tyranitar in action or with a really imposing stance. And I think that's why people like this card so much, and that it was Tyranitar in a way that we wouldn't have seen him before. I still can't tell if Pignite is full or didn't eat enough because Tyranitar ate everything. This, combined with Hyogonosuke's use of shading and shadows in lieu of traditional line work, makes for an incredible special art that set the scene for the Sword and Shield era. This was a chase card for English collectors in battle styles, and it was kind of overlooked in the Japanese set. I remember at the time you could buy it for like 3,000, 4,000 yen, which is a massive difference between the English version. People were buying and selling that for like $100, $150. Some people say, don't you get worried that your mail's like going to get damaged or lost or anything? I have a naive trust of where I buy my Pokemon cards from. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, this reminds me, people are going to be like, hey, JLUV, have you ran the giveaway yet? And the answer is, yes, I did. I'm waiting for SGA and Magic Ham 911 to get back to me. Thank you. Don't watch the VOD. This is the Scarlet Violet promo. And yes, you can see I did buy a few of them. When it was like 1,500 yen or 1,200 yen, I bought a lot. And that's because I've said this before. I try to buy cards that I think will eventually go up so then I can sell them down the line and then get other cards I've missed out on. Part of collecting, it's 101 stuff, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I'm not just saying that because I do it. There's a promo card that I've bought recently that should be in this pile here and is a perfect example of why this card is so good to pick up. So if you haven't yet picked up one of them, you definitely should. So good to see Atsushi Furusawa get another card. They've had a few now, and they seem to always do promos. It's the second time they've drawn Pikachu. Beautiful stuff. Kind of feels a little bit weird having so many of this card here, so we'll do another giveaway. Leave a comment and say why you like this card so much. I don't know. Like and make sure you subscribed to win. There we go. There's another giveaway in the video. Add it to the backlog. Seeing as the last giveaway took me 5 months to run, you'll probably be seeing the winner around Christmas. Merry Christmas. Hey, Adaman. Okay, I don't think I had this one. I got lucky and I did eventually find Irida, and I did get Gardenia. I wanted to buy a lot of this card because I loved Adaman. I thought Adaman was one of the best new characters. The design is phenomenal. I love his hair as well, so this was a cool card. Hey, and the Machamp special art. Okay, wasn't expecting that. This is a perfect example of how the English Pokemon card market is very odd, because the Japanese version of this card is a fraction of the price of the English version. It's crazy how one video by Rev can instantly throw a card into the spotlight. You see, when this card was initially revealed, people weren't that excited about it, but once it caught their eye and they looked at what was happening, it got the respect that it deserved. Pokemon in their daily life seemed like a bit of a theme in 2022, and the Machamp V special art fully encapsulates that. The orange sepia of the city and the street, as well as Trapinch, really help flesh out Machamp and show how cool of a Pokemon they actually are. It's a timeless card by Shinya Komatsu, and not just because of how hard it was to pull. And of course, Adaman, my beloved. I really wanted to cosplay Adaman. I've cut my hair now. If I was going to cosplay anybody, it would be Adaman. I love the green tinge through his hair as well. The cloak is really cool. This guy is an absolute Chad. Still is, and hey, you know what? If I can do a Nessa cosplay, there's absolutely no reason why I can't do Adaman. This was a beautiful card. Soichiro Gunjima drawing a lot of full art trainers these days. You don't have to be a waifu collector to appreciate how cool Japanese full art trainers are. I think Adaman is a great example of that. They've just got such a cool character design, and if you play Legends Arceus, it's no surprise why people want to collect his cards. Soichiro Gunjima has illustrated some of the best full art trainers from the Sword and Shield block, and this is probably one of the most underrated. It's a card I really like. So back in June of 2022, I paid 1,980 yen for Adaman, and he's now 1,380 yen, and there's a lot in stock. Adaman's not a very playable card, and I guess the excitement of Legends Arceus has waned completely. A little bit of a different story though for the Machamp, and I was kind of expecting this. 2,180 yen back in June last year, and now it's 4,880 yen, which is honestly, that's not a bad price. Like, if you want the English version of this card because you think it looks awesome, why not just pick up the Japanese version? It's a fraction of the price, and it looks arguably better. The texture on these cards is always better than the English versions. And picking up the Japanese version has never been easier thanks to Blackship, your address in Japan, and the sponsor of today's video. See, Japanese card shops sell a lot of cards online, but only within Japan. So if you have a Blackship account, it's a real easy sign up on their website, by the way. You'll have a Japanese address too, which you can then use at most online stores in Japan. Then when you buy stuff, it gets delivered to the Blackship warehouse, where it sits for 45 days free of charge until you're ready to ship it back home with a variety of package options. You've got to pay for those, but thankfully they get cheaper the more you use them thanks to Blackship's reward system. I usually buy a whole lot of stuff over time and then consolidate it into one big package to keep the shipping costs down. So if you want to give that a try, you can register with the link below to get $5 off your first shipment. Go on, get that Machamp in your binder. Hey, there it is. Okay, this is the exact card that I wanted to talk about. We'll get to that in a minute because there are a few more special arts. This one is from Space Juggler, the Beedrill V. Come on, how good is this? Have a look. Grass type Pokemon haven't been that great in the TCG over the last couple of years, so Beedrill getting a special art was a bit of a surprise. But I'm not complaining because Narumi Sato absolutely knocked this one out of the park. You've got an open field of flowers and a swarm of Beedrill getting to do whatever bees do. This is a great example of a special art card that you can pick up for a relatively good price. There are still bargains out there. While the new Scarlet Violet cards are super expensive, a lot of the stuff from the last year's Sword Shield block that wasn't in the public eye, that kind of flew under the radar, is still really cheap. This is another example, Hisui and Sneasler. Generally, Pokemon are meant to be the focus of a Pokemon card, but in this one, Sneasler is very small. And I think that's what makes this card so good, especially if you played Legends Arceus, because it's what Sneasler's all about. Not to mention the goofiness of the Sneasel up top. It's an absolute banger by okJLUV, who just cannot miss. I know there are a lot of okJLUV collectors out there. PTCG Radio is a massive one. I know he's a huge fan, so this is a beautiful card. And this absolute banger from the Sword Shield block. It's crazy to think that this card was given out for free as part of the release of Sword and Shield in Japan. The fire under Scorbunny, the leaves around Grookey, the rain cloud under Sobble, and the lightning under Pikachu. It's a fantastic touch by artist Hideki Ishikawa. So right when this promo got revealed, I was like, we'll get one more of these. 15,800 yen is what I paid, and now it's 25,800 yen, and it's out of stock at most stores. So that was like a little bit of a stonk move that I made, a bit of an investor brain play. I just wanted to get another one for a separate Pikachu binder, and I don't think it was a bad decision at all. I think it's pretty logical to expect that these are going to go up in value over time, so you'd probably want to buy them sooner rather than later. You have the starters on them, they kick off the generation, and then they're a Pikachu card. Pikachu cards are some of the best performing cards for collectors out there. So if you want this card, on the left, remember, like, subscribe, and comment. But if you don't win that, or I never send it, you should try and buy it sooner rather than later. It is at a really good price point. I think it would be silly not to get a Japanese version of that. Where were we? All right, this is an old package. This is from that website that doesn't have my purchase history, which means it's circa 2022, 2021. I got a feeling it's going to be a banger because of that. Ooh, okay, it is a banger. I think it's just one. Yes, it is the Umbreon. I've opened this up on the channel many times. So hey, let's do it again. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. This card is trade bait. That is why I bought them. It's why I bought so many of them. I think I've got about 2, 3 that I'm going to keep in the binder, but the rest of them, trade. The confetti holographic is one of my favorites. It's a style we last saw used around about the shiny collection. Whereas in the past, the holographic covered the entire card. In this instance, Umbreon is totally separate. It really just makes the whole thing pop. 15,800 yen is how much this card is, and I reckon I bought it for about 4,000 yen. That was right before it started to stonk and pop up there. So this is what I mean. It's about foresight. Sometimes you just got to identify things based on history. If you stay actively involved in the hobby, you talk to people a lot, it's not difficult to identify early on which cards are going to become popular later on, and this was one of them. While everybody was buying that Charizard, I was buying these Umbreons, and I think I got a few few for like 3,000 yen, which is just ridiculous. One of the toughest things on this channel is striking that balance between like collecting and having fun without like totally overdoing it on talking about the value of cards. And I hope I'm still striking that balance. I don't look at these as like investments. I just find it interesting to see how it changes over time. And in such a short period too, like 1 or 2 years for some of these cards, like that Umbreon. I mean, I can't open this one. For that Umbreon to go up, what, like 5-6 times within the space of a year and a half is just a little bit silly. It's very silly. Oh, yes. Okay. Wow. I haven't been like genuinely excited to see a card from my mail in quite a while, but this is one that I'm so glad to finally see. From a set that I don't think is ever getting reprinted, and I'm probably never going to complete because one of the chase cards in it is super expensive. This is a card from Blue Sky Stream, 2 actually. The first is Zinnia's Resolve, and behind that, finally, is the Rayquaza V special art, also featuring Zinnia by the absolute goat Yuta Fuse, who's been drawing for such a long time. Oh, wow. Okay, this was like an unofficial character rare. Okay, wait. Let's look at the Zinnia first. This one is by Tairakatsu. I want to see this up close, but I want to savor on it. Like, honestly, the Rayquaza is the better card here. I feel bad now saying stuff like this, but I prefer Zinnia from Dragon Storm just a little bit better. The illustration is fantastic, and I'm pretty sure Zinnia is a top Sky pillar. But this card's actually seeing a lot of play in Gardevoir EX decks, so the price is only going to go up from here. The other banger, and this was like the unofficial return of character rares right before VMAX Climax came out, the Rayquaza V. Wow, what a beautiful card. Oh man, look at the texture on that. I cannot get enough of the texture. Look, you got like sun rays coming down from the sun. The Rayquaza V never got a character rare in VMAX Climax, and that's because it got it in Blue Sky Stream. This is a phenomenal card, scaled perfectly. Rayquaza takes up majority of the space, and Zinnia in the foreground is just that little bit smaller, really amplifies how big Rayquaza is. It's a timeless card and a perfect illustration by artist Ryuta Fuse. Okay, so Zinnia, it's actually Zinnia's Resolve, sorry. 4,780 yen is what I paid back in May of 2022. And now it's 12,800 yen. And the Rayquaza, shout outs to Crystal Collect, the biggest Rayquaza collector I know. 14,800 yen is what I paid at the time. And that's expensive. This was like, I didn't feel good doing it, but I saw what was happening with special arts. I'm like, it's now or never, baby. Now it's 34,800 yen, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. I got no words for that, except that is just crazy. So within what, like 7 to 9 months, it's just crazy. Can't get over it. Let's do this one. This one looks like it's from 2022. There's one card that I really need to add to my GX Tag Team All-Stars binder. I still haven't finished the master set for that. I bought the cards, just haven't opened the mail, and I've lost track of what's what. Like I would have cherry picked it, but maybe this is it. No, it's another Umbreon. My brother in Christ, how many Umbreon can you buy? Starting to get to the point where I'm thinking, okay, maybe I shouldn't have just blindly trusted the mail system and the store that I bought these from. What's behind door number 3? Okay. Oh, wait, I think this is it. I think this is it. It looks like it is because it's got some of the cards that I need to round out GX Tag All-Stars, and I got the feeling, I'm getting the feeling that I bought them all at the same time. If I was smart, one's in a top loader. I reckon this is it, man. This is like 2.5 years in the making. Okay. Deoxys and Espeon GX, just the full art. Yep, this I can see it. I already know. Okay, Umbreon and Darkrai GX, full art. And oh wait, what a weird feeling. It's one of the. It's one of them. It's one of the two. I'm still happy to see it. What we call Mew 3, Mew and Mewtwo, or Mewtwo and Mew GX from GX Tag Team All-Stars, the gold version, the UR. Oh, what a weird feeling. It's good to know that it's at least safe, but the other one, which I'm starting to get a little bit sweaty about, yeah, I need to see that ASAP. So we've got Deoxys and Espeon GX, and that's that old school. How funny is that? Calling Sun and Moon old school now. It is a little bit old though. 2019, that's old now. That's like nearly 4 years old. Let's just call a spade a spade. Nobody really likes full art. Occasionally, the texture looks kind of cool, but that's about it. It's a psychic type full art, so it's at least tolerable, unlike the grass and water types. But that was needed. We needed to plug that hole. And then there is the Umbreon and Darkrai GX, and this is just a popular card, I think, because it's Umbreon. Obviously, because it's Umbreon. That's the entire reason. And again, nobody really likes full arts. This one is totally carried by the Pokemon on it. I'll tell you what, I'll take these any day over the rainbow full arts. I was never a big fan of rainbows, even though Sun and Moon rainbows were tolerable. But here, wait, did this? I don't think this came out. I know Pikarom did and Charizard did. Mew 3 didn't get a gold in English. And wow, this is the first time I'm seeing this card in hand. The texture on this is nutty. This is, whoa, okay, whoa. Have a look at that. Oh, gold cards just hit different. And I've been saying this for so long. If you're going to put silhouette Pokemon, you've got to put the color on them. You know, this is probably going to be a hot take, but honestly, gold cards are just full arts if they don't have that outline. Yeah, they're harder to pull and they're gold, so they capture your eye. But without that colored outline, they're nothing. In fact, I can totally see why, even though these cards are harder to pull, people aren't chasing them as hard. Because if you have to pick between a special art and a gold card, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to take the special art. Eventually, I will see that Reshizard gold, but it's not meant to be today. And that's because I opened it up during a live stream. I know you guys love the mail day vids, so here's a secret recap. This one's in a top loader, so it must be good. Oh, hey, there it is. Oh, it exists. Oh, thank God. That's a card I've been worried about for a very long time. Damn, this is perfect. It literally is perfect. It's not damaged. It's real. I got it. Finally. I think that's basically my GX Tag Team All-Stars Master Set done. For a gold card that has Charizard on it that's extremely difficult to pull, I am surprised this is not worth more than it is. If you've got it, congratulations. If you don't, you probably still got time. And I'm willing to eat my hat if this one doesn't explode in the next 5 years. I know this one has to have straight fire in it because it's an old envelope. It's like a 2021 envelope. My hands are burning. My hands are on fire. There's more than one card in here. This is a rare instance where no top loader is actually illegal right now, because if I bought this now, it would definitely be in a top loader. Sun and Moon Ult. Told you it was heat. I told you it was fire. Raichu and Alolan Raichu's got to be up there with the best of the Sun and Moon special arts. The beautiful ocean background, the sunlight fusing with the card's texture, and the awesome juxtaposition of Raichu's thick line work with Alolan Raichu's thin line work makes this an absolute banger. I think there's another one. Yeah, it was a different time, man. It was a different time. It was a different era. It was a different time, man. It was a different place. We're doing a different thing. There was nothing except just joy and freedom and peace and harmony. And everyone got along and they collected what they needed. And yeah, I know there's a third card behind it. And if it's the card I think it is, this is going to get a little bit crazier. Holy. It's the card I was thinking. I told you it was a different time, people. It was a different era. We did different things. This card is so harrowing, not just because of Gengar's creepy smile or Mimikyu's soulless eyes. No, I think it's because it feels like you're in a warped reality when you hold this card. Even the texture itself is creepy. There's a fourth card. I don't know what it is. It says tag team. It could be anything at this point. It could literally be anything. Okay, it's not another Genkyu. That would have been crazy. Okay, that would have been crazy. It's still crazy. Greninja and Zoroark GX is easily one of the most underrated special arts from the Sun and Moon era. This is the kind of illustration people are referring to when they say that Pokemon cards are art. Not only are the poses and positioning of Zoroark and Greninja fantastic on this card, it's the shading, the line work, and the coloring that really elevate it above the rest. And considering this is technically a Greninja card, I'm honestly surprised more people aren't talking about this fantastic illustration from Kodama. Okay, that's it. There's only 4. This is a bit awkward. It was a different time, man. It was a different time.